episode 8.
Episode 8. Yeah, so we're going to get into it real quick. I'm just going to do a couple shout outs. Once again, at Wanted Maine, any beard products for the men or girlfriends or whoever.
Girls?
Have beards?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's 2021.
Well, yeah, true. I was just going to say for their husbands, boyfriends, hit them up. Use code No Seatbelts for 15% off. Also, Andy Selby.
Andy's Barbecue Stand on Instagram,
Yeah.
as well as Bowser's.
So cool just seeing that, even though we know each other, just cool seeing it on your story. We appreciate that. Let's do a collab here soon. And last but not least, shout out to my girl, Alex. Happy birthday. Love you more than anything. You're the best. Don't know what I would have done without you the last couple months. Have yourself a day there, Pop-Tart, and I will see you soon. So let's just fucking get into it, because I don't really know what's going to happen. Do you?
No.
Yeah.
So we have a very special guest here.
Very, very special guest.
Before we get started, real quick, we did post, once you guys are hearing this, you would have seen the video on our account.
We're time traveling again.
We're time traveling, but so we finally figured out the video aspect of stuff, and
After thousands of dollars of hard-earned money spent and put into it.
Thousands. And we don't really know what we're doing, so give it a look. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback on it. Obviously, you'll see in the video the background is Duck's penthouse. So let us know what you think and give us some pointers or tips. Or if you know something that we don't, tell us, because we don't know shit. So
Yep.
All right, let's jump into it. We got a special guest, like we talked about on the video.
It's about goddamn time.
He goes by many names. He goes by many names. A lot of you may know him as Connor Hill. Some of you may not even know that he had a name.
Yeah.
And just that guy.
He's a mystic legend.
Yeah.
The Cosmic Surfer. You should really make that your actual. What do you think?
Maybe.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, tell us what you do, man. Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you guys too. What's up, butt sniffers out there? My early nicknames: Squiddy B, Squid Buckets.
That's right.
That kind of fell off whenever I got new, cooler friends. You know what I mean? But
When you started going to raves.
yeah, exactly. I didn't want to tell the backstory to them, because I don't even know how I fucking got it in the first place. But yeah, I'm really impressed by your guys' setup here. Real professional. You guys found the last Radio Shack and fucking stole everything in there.
Yeah,
so.
pretty much.
Well, so how does it
was
feel
all
to be on the mic and not behind the scenes? Because for
Yeah,
those of you
right.
that don't know, Connor makes all their beats. So how does it feel to be, the front man?
It's nice, man. It's nice. I mean, I've done some recording work. Obviously, I'm a recording artist, so it's all about the
You took
distance.
photos in a bathtub.
Yeah, I took photos in a bathtub.
right.
Yeah, that
That was hot.
The cover.
helped me out. Like, I make zero money off of this, but it's
It
all
did help you out, though.
It's all incentives. It's all incentives.
Yeah, right.
It's all about your life. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, people would be like, "Hey, I saw you in a bathtub." Like, it's a good conversation starter to lead to other things like,
Do you want to get in with me?
yeah, like face sitting and all that other stuff. So,
Yeah, right. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Well, we were talking about that last episode about, you just find things to talk about, and that's one of them. So,
Yeah.
you could have a conversation with anyone just with that.
Yeah.
And there's many more of those that you have. So, so Connor, thanks for coming on, man. Thanks for everything you've been doing for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for the text all the time, the calls all the time, boosting us up and, being here finally. I know you've been wanting to, and, you can attest to this, that it's just hard for us to link up. So,
Yeah. Definitely. Because I remember you guys saying, you guys have been harping on, like, your guys' success is our success.
Right.
And, like, I also want to shout out our good friend Mikey B, Mike Buffalini, because he, on my last release, he did the cover art. So,
for real.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We're keeping it all in the family. So,
Nice. Oh yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah,
We'll all get successful together, which is great. But yeah, so again, I don't know where the fuck this is gonna go, so I'm a little bit scared.
do you want to get into the deep shit right now, or?
Well, let's give people some background. So, Connor, obviously, you're from Center. You grew up with us. We grew up with you. Like best friends with my brother Nate. So we've known each other forever. Those are all those.
Well, you guys had an experience last weekend.
Well, first of all, I
Yeah.
think the first time I ever got drunk was with you guys, and I was like throwing a black in your mom's house.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And man, oh man, you guys bullied the fucking dog shit out of me. Not actually,
a rite of passage.
actually, not you guys in particular.
Yeah, more like probably Hilts.
Yeah. I'm not going to name
Geed.
names. We're
Geed.
past that. We're past that. We're all BFs now. But
We're in our 30s.
yeah. For everyone who doesn't know either, me and Duck, the way we met, oh my God, we used to wrestle in the front yard in Chapel Valley. He's actually
up.
he's really really fucking strong.
Yeah.
You look at him and be like, whatever. He's like a fucking pudgy little meatball guy. You're a little bit more respectable than me, actually. But but I think what you do is you
Channel
the
the anger.
channel your whole life's history of trauma into
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
and you're like you I think you pretended that like I was your dad or something, and then
Beat
you're
the
like
fuck out of
and you're dead and like because me and Geed and I should use proper grammar here. Geed and I,
God.
the legendary Geed, who's not here. Where's Geed?
Again, 3 episodes in a row. I'm starting to kind of miss him, man.
So him and I, we would go at it. We're probably 50-50 on the matches. One me and Geed.
God. I remember when you
But
fought at
he's-
Anna Master's house.
He's
Oh my God, dude, that was amazing.
He's tough too, of course. You guys have that old man strength. I'm 32. You guys are what, like
60.
Yeah,
34.
So
No,
really not
Geed's
that-
third-
He's got
Geed's
his
39.
ass beat by his brother his entire life, who's 3 times the size of him. So that's where that comes from.
I have a story that I would love to tell about Geed right now.
Well, we'll tell it another time
Oh my God.
because we're not making this about Geed. We make
That's
everything
true.
about Geed.
That is true.
For once, let's think about ourselves.
Oh yeah. So anyway, all right. So we obviously have a history.
Yes,
with
too many
Connie.
stories to even, we're
But-
going to hopefully do multiple episodes with Connor, and we'll get into those. But yeah,
Yeah, no, we wanted to bring him on because of a recent event. So if you guys have been following, I don't know if it's a pop culture or just in the news. Really, it's in the news, I would say. But our girl Britney Spears.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hashtag free Brit.
Hashtag free Britney.
yeah. So
Go ahead. You can elaborate.
It's outrageous what she's going through right now. She, in the early 2000s, she fucking had pop culture in a headlock with
JT.
"Hit Me Baby One More Time." That stopped everything.
It did.
Because that was like big in the TRL days. We'd come home from school. If we didn't take a nap, we'd watch TRL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not taking a nap after school, that was hard to do. That was
Yeah.
fucking hard to do. Because then when you do, you don't sleep at night, and it sucks.
Yeah,
But
then you wake up early and they're tired, then you have to nap again, and it's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
Oh my God! What are you guys 6?
Yeah, yeah.
That sounds like we do with my 2-year-old.
Listen, bud. I'm in here watching the motherfucking Hills. I ain't no adult.
I love that show, by the way.
Thank you.
The rebranding of Spencer is fucking
Oh, it's amazing. Chris,
Like,
he's you.
He's a
Yeah,
psychopath.
He's you.
But when his first show, when I was like, I hate this fucking douchebag, but now he's like, all about his holistic game and hummingbirds. Hummingbirds are crazy. Seriously.
All right, the tangent alert.
Yeah.
Oh, you listened?
Yeah, of course he did.
I know he does. Did you make that? Did you make that for us?
Yeah, beatbox. But
No. You have to make a segue for the tangent thing. Can you do that?
Yeah, because we could put it on this sound pad.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Okay, cool. So
Anyway, back
we're
to
off
Britney.
the rails.
Back to Britney.
Back to Britney. Yeah.
So
TRL.
yes, she had the world in her hand in the early 2000s, late 90s really, and then early 2000s. And then she went crazy, as some would say. And her father set up this conservatorship
Yeah.
to basically where he controls all her money. And she gets like an allowance for
Which is
millions
insane.
and millions and millions of dollars.
She's
Even
basically
when-
a slave.
Dude, I read this article. She was,
For you. That was good. That was nice.
That was
Thank you.
nice.
Thank you.
But she had I want to say a residency at Planet Hollywood in Vegas. So she lived in Planet Hollywood, right, in one of the penthouses. Kind
So that's going to destroy your mental right there. Because,
course.
Yeah, like,
It's not a real place.
Night after night of just going on there performing like a puppet, you're going to.
Right.
You can't, it's not sustainable. A lot of these artists, too, who go on tour. Like, that's crazy. Like, a different city every night. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, and you're traveling like through the night. Like you perform until whatever 11 midnight.
We couldn't stay up till 7 with that one night without being wrecked for 4 days.
We go on vacation with our families and like have to take a fucking week off when we get back.
Dude,
they fucking go to different cities every night. Like, what's up? What's up with that?
Yeah, it's amazing actually.
Yeah, so basically she's been taken advantage of, some would say. I think I would say that too, by her family, her father in particular.
Right.
So she doesn't have control over her life or money or anything.
Anything,
so
really.
The recent news is she went back to a judge and asked to get this thing ended, basically, to where she can live her own life again. You know what's crazy? I think she's only like 36.
Really?
Yeah, she's not old. She's like our age.
Yeah,
she's not as famous as us, but I mean she's close.
Very true. Very true. This is true.
But yeah, she's trying to get her life back, and the judge said
what we
no.
could do is put her in the movie to rejuvenate her career.
Wait, you're jumping. You're jumping.
Well, I know,
ahead.
but I'm.
You're
this is what we call in
prefacing.
the
Foreshadow.
That's what we call it in the
Podcasting biz.
just the biz.
The biz. Yeah. So anyway, so what are your thoughts on Britney? I know you have some.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, you kind of alluded to the other artists and shit like that essentially live a random ass life. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that it was, first of all, blown out of proportion just because she had a few string of incidents that, she lashed out. I think she like attacked someone with an umbrella or some shit, or like,
shaved her
who
head.
doesn't do that though?
But here, you're right. But shaving your head shouldn't make you fall into that category as crazy. Like, people shave their head all the time. Like that, just give her a few therapy sessions and like a break, and like have her come back refreshed, and she'll be fine. She'll be fine.
I'm sure she was never asked, like, even when she was going through all that, I'm sure she was never asked, like, hey man, what's up?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on, Britt?
Yeah.
No, they were just like, Brittany, you have to be here, here. By the way, you owe this, and this. Kevin Federline needs fucking money or some crazy shit like that.
He was a legend.
I imagine her as she was like locked away in a like a ivory tower, and just not touching them when it was time for her to come down and perform like they did.
Yeah.
And when she was done, she just went right back to like her isolation,
Yeah.
and you can't live like that. You can't do that. And it actually goes to
She was like Hulk in Thor Ragnarok.
yeah, exactly.
Perform then sent away.
And what was similar is Amy Winehouse, R.I.P. Amy Winehouse. She was, I don't know if you guys followed her very closely, but there's a video of one of her last performances, and she was like completely out of it. Someone should have pulled her off, given her the break that she needed. But the leeches just jump on.
Well, you're just you're a machine at that point.
Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
money making machine that people don't really give a fuck about. That you're a human.
Yeah.
So they just fucking
here's the
bleed
thing,
you
though.
until you're dead.
You don't know if Britney's crazy. You can't say that definitively, right? Because you don't know, like...
We don't know if she's not crazy.
I think she's quirky, but she's not crazy.
Well, listen, though. For us, like, we grew up like normal kids. Well, I didn't have a dad, but... we grew up like normal kids. Just imagine, like I said, what I would do. Dude, if I was Justin Bieber or any of these fucking people with money, I would be I'd be worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something to be said for getting all that money and fame. I mean, there's been studies. I mean, people talk about it all the time. I mean,
right.
Speaking of the Biebs, though, there's a video out there right now that a fan, he was trying to go into his home.
I saw that.
Yeah, and a fan's like, "Can I just get a hug? Like, give these people space."
Yeah, and he basically says, like, "This is my home."
Yeah, and then after he gave her that speech, he's like, "Can I still get a hug? Like, get the fuck out of here."
Wait, so he didn't hug her?
No.
He was walking in. He was like, "Were you guys here the other day?" And she was like, "No." He was like, "Look,
you're not entitled to a hug, people.
Like outside of here, it's fine. Like I get it. He was basically saying, I understand who I am in the public eye, outside of here. But here, this is my home. Like I'm coming home. Like I went to work. I'm coming home trying to rest.
Right.
Like,
but I mean, that's
that.
the
Listen to me. At some point, there's a fine line.
I want to
between
get famous enough to where people are coming up and hugging me.
There's a fine line.
Then it'll get annoying, and then I'll be like Biebs.
Yeah, but there's a fine line though. Like in our position, do you feel bad for them, or do you be like, hey man, this is what you signed up for?
Both.
I don't know. Can you?
Like I always am.
Yeah, right now he's so passive. God forbid he fucking takes a stand on one side or the other.
Well, either way, I went down the Britney rabbit hole during COVID, and me and Andy went down many rabbit holes together. And we're not going to go that deep, but I knew this was happening before it all was happening. She was sending out those cryptic tweets and the cryptic Instagram posts.
Dude, she was blinking Morse code.
Right, exactly. And someone just told me
That
the
is
other
such
day.
a conspiracy theory, but it's true though.
Yeah, right.
Some
Someone
psycho put it all together.
Someone just asked me the other day. We were talking about the Britney thing. And he goes, "Oh, weird. One of the conspiracy theories that turned real." I was like, "Or is it just finally one that actually like?
Well,
are they
yeah.
all true?" We'll talk about that one day
Oh man.
because they might be. What's the X-Files music?
Um.
Don't know.
You got to pick and choose your conspiracy theories for sure. I mean,
Well, everybody loves Brit.
yeah. I mean, that's not a conspiracy. This is like out in the open.
Well, no, yeah, it's
Yeah,
in
but
court.
people didn't think
Yeah.
that it was
And-
a real thing
and the-
until
and the-
recently, obviously.
The justice system also needs some work. I mean,
Sure, you ain't kidding.
You can't. You're telling me a judge can't override this like immediately?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, they reviewed it and denied her.
you can call
Parker was
you can
probably
call
the attorney.
customer service and get an
Yeah.
override on your fucking what medical claim.
You can call the credit company and say, "I'm never paying that back," and it takes a while, but they'll like clear your credit.
Yeah.
Right.
But someone's in like duress and like people are like, no, you're going to stay that way.
Well, that's because our attorney probably represented her.
yeah, Harkar.
Yeah, definitely.
Hashtag bad attorney. Hashtag,
Hashtag
sorry.
free attorney.
Yeah,
That's the
hashtag
kind of
free
service you get when it's free.
But yeah, so what a crazy fucking world we live in that these things are happening. And I listen, I don't even know what to say anymore. Hopefully, she's good mentally. I don't think she ever will be. Seems
No,
like
I
she's
mean-
probably destroyed.
I think if
But
she gets away from it all and is able to control her own life, maybe that'll happen. But I don't know, man.
Live
It
on a
sucks.
farm by herself with K-Fed and JT.
Dude, Dave Chappelle figured it out.
That's true. Well, drugs.
Yeah, but I mean, he smokes
Speaking
a ton of weed.
which,
We're going to go into drugs? All
well,
right.
I'm just.
I mean, I
listen,
said weed, but we're going to a
Yes.
whole other galaxy
Listen,
with this
so
one.
this is what she needs to do: free her mind. And this is,
Are we getting into that now? Like, now?
I mean,
She
mean-
should have took a page out of Chappelle's book, but I think
Mm-hmm.
they got to her before she was able to make that choice herself.
Now, when you say they, not to get off topic of
Like
the
her
drugs,
dad, or
but do
people
you
around
think
her.
when a lot of people say they in Hollywood, do
Yeah.
you think there's a Hollywood elite that kind of control these people?
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm not. I'm just
maybe.
I'm just a peasant who just worries about like eating my meals and making beats. So like, what the hell do I know?
right.
Somebody's at
Put
my
your phone
front
on
door.
silence.
Somebody's on my front door.
Put it on silence. It's probably the UPS guy from last week, Tim, whatever his name was.
But yeah, I mean, think
No,
about
it's literally my wife with 12,000 bags. Look. Oh my god, dude!
Beats.
It's like, no, I don't have a spending problem.
Yes, love that.
That's everything. That's everything you could ever. Oh boy, good for
But,
you. Man. Good for you, man.
Chappelle, real quick. I mean, we all love the.
Oh, God.
That could have been disastrous.
Empty.
Oh my god, he does it again!
He
Oh
did
my
it again.
God.
if we would have been
fucking
videoing
crazy.
videoing that, put me on mute.
All right, so go ahead.
Yeah, so we all remember the Chappelle show. Crazy, funny. We laughed our asses off. You can't. He made what 2 seasons of that, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
Yeah. So I mean, think about that pressure he had to keep that going. I mean, his skits were fucking the greatest things going.
They were amazing.
Yeah. So he was like, "All right, I'm getting out of here. I'm just taking a retreat to Africa. Mental break. We all need those."
Yeah.
And he's rich as shit. He can afford it, obviously. And then, his asking price for
You guys sound so much better. Like I just took my headphones off through the mic than we do in real life. How's that possible?
I don't know. But
I don't know.
he gets like 20 million a show for
Yeah.
stand up. So like, yeah,
Fuck
do
yeah.
do one stand up and listen. I'm gone too. I'm
Yeah.
gone too.
Right.
It's not going to be Africa,
Right,
but I'm
fucking
telling you what, it's going to be fucking
It's
somewhere.
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 After it was all said and done, the son of a bitch buys a farm in Ohio, and he lives on a farm now. And throughout COVID, he did free shows because he just wanted to do stand up. Now, granted, he's in a position where he could do that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'd go to Africa too. I want to go to Africa. I do.
Like where in Africa though? Because Africa's a big fucking place.
Yeah. Like I don't know. Do you guys ever wanted to do the safaris where you're like in the thing and
Kind of. Yes and no. And here's why.
you have lions coming to eat you and stuff like that?
I love lions and tigers. There's no bears there though. Yeah.
No bears. Why you have a thing for bears?
No, I'm just saying lions
Just
and
saying.
tigers. We have lions and
Oh,
tigers and bears. Oh,
okay.
we did it once. We did it again. But I want to go everywhere, to be honest with you. And once we get rich, we will. I promise.
yeah.
We'll never
Safe
not
Moon.
go
Safe
anywhere.
Moon.
Safe Moon.
So
Good
what's
Moon.
the timeline, do you think, when Safe Moon's going to hit, do you think? I mean, it's all predictable. The market's so volatile. And
I would say
Tangent alert.
tangent alert,
2024 ish is probably when you're going to see a lot of money
So when,
I mean, we're going to see a pump here shortly. Due to,
Yeah,
due to
the crypto
stuff
winter.
there. Yeah.
now when we make this movie, are we going to go to a producer who's going to fund it, or are we funding it
Oh no,
ourselves?
I'm going to fund it.
Duck's going to fund it. He's
Yeah.
the whale.
Okay.
He's the
Okay.
whale.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we got to hit the library to get
Yeah. But the thing is, can we even talk about the movie? Because then someone might
That's what
steal
I'm
it, and
saying.
we can't copyright it because it was a real life event.
Yeah, exactly. Well, my thing is, if someone does want to steal it out there and they're listening, if you
Good
want
luck doing what we could do with it.
Honestly, if you want to expend that energy to do that, I'll tip my hat to you and fucking go ahead, because
You can't.
obviously we're not fucking getting started anytime soon.
Yes, we are.
I hope so.
We've already had scenes written.
Yeah, a couple.
Well, this is what's funny about whenever I hang out with you. We as serious conversations as we have, but it's the shit we say is so ridiculous, and then we come up with this that we're
Starting a
hopefully
movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. So, anyway,
Duck and
hold
I
on.
went
We
in there
did. We
for-
did. Let's circle back around before we get off of this. So we were talking about Chappelle. We were talking about mental breaks. We were talking about how a lot of these celebrities need to do that shit.
Yeah.
And what Chappelle did, leaving, turning down the money, saying "fuck you" to whoever they are, and just like Hollywood elite, these big producers and shit like that, and came back. So yeah, I agree. I think Britney and all those other celebrities need to do that, take those mental breaks, but I'm sure it's difficult.
Well, listen, I need a mental break every day,
Yeah, right.
so I can't imagine what they're going through.
Well, that's why they do countless drugs. And then
Right.
what they need to do, like you said, is free their mind with
And bridge the gaps.
different drugs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then there's
yeah,
your segue. That's why we're professional.
Okay, great. Let me jump in. I'm sorry. Can
No,
I
go
do
ahead.
that? Can I do
No.
that? Well, I have to say,
A
You
legal
know,
disclaimer.
well,
We're not doctors.
the whole war on drugs, thing Ronald Reagan did completely set America back with this whole topic. Seriously, I know it sounds funny, but it's true, because
Yeah, no, I agree, man.
all drugs are not the same, and
Right.
a lot could be treated as medicine. But what he did was he made the good drugs, like the psychedelics.
You have to hold it.
He made the good drugs like the psychedelics, in the same category as like coke, crack, meth, and that's just
Right.
it's just not true. It's not true. And now we're finally in the year of our Lord 2021.
Speaking of Coca-Cola in a can is worse than fucking Shrooms is.
Oh my God! No one should drink Coke ever.
Yeah.
honestly, it's a fucking
It's so
sugar
fucking-
bomb in a
it's
can.
So good though.
You should have a sip a month, maybe.
I'm addicted to Coca.
Oh, I love it. So good.
If there's a 12-pack, I'll drink all 12 immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm fat.
Well,
But,
you're actually looking. You're looking pretty slim since last time I saw you. You've been doing anything?
Yeah, you
drinking
saw me
beer.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I mean
A
that's,
week ago.
you could get a lot done in a week. I mean, I lost like 10 pounds in a week once.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a shirt.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, hoodies will do that. So I love wearing hoodies.
That's why I hate summer.
But
So,
yeah,
I agree with you on that. I was over there grabbing a beverage, but yeah, I agree with what you were saying. That whole war on drugs thing. Because and now it's all coming to fruition because you're seeing that all these different states and municipalities,
Yeah.
fucking Portland, dude, they legalized everything. You could do fucking everything.
yeah, there's studies now where they're putting people in therapy sessions with a controlled amount of shrooms and stuff like
And
that.
ketamine, they do ketamine
Yeah.
therapy.
Well, aren't they saying now shrooms can help Alzheimer's? It can bridge the gap between the brain to
Oh, it
fuse
definitely can
Yeah,
bridge
yeah,
a gap.
Yeah, so if
Well,
you
you
look
guys
at,
did say transcend time 2 weeks ago together.
I want to make this analogy. So you take a certain drug. We'll say Coke, for example, because I don't know why. but you oh my God,
all
this guy.
over the
I
fucking
know.
$10,000.
I know. So think of
Damn it, dude.
think of Coke as like your shitty best friend that just like your mind is your house.
Geed.
Yeah, you invite your friend over and he's a piece of shit and he comes in and just wrecks the fuck out of everything. Now what these other drugs are, they're it's like a cleaning lady. Like shrooms, it's a cleaning lady that comes in and just sweeps everything.
the brain.
Yeah, sweeps the brain.
Dude, this is a brilliant analogy.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't believe
yeah,
this. When did you become so smart? I knew you were powerful, but Jesus.
I know. Sometimes I think I'm the dumbest person or a genius. I can't figure it out. It's day by day.
That's
Day
called
by day.
autism.
Yeah. Well, I have to be neurodivergent somehow, some way.
God, it's
The fact exactly. The fact that you know that makes you brilliant. So.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, look at it like that. I mean, and it doesn't end with shrooms. Obviously, we can get into the more serious one because I know Duck has mentioned toad venom, and I have I've experienced with that, and
That is so wild. Just the idea.
but here, like Andy, I remember you saying, I don't want to do that because it's gonna like destroy my frontal lobe or something like that.
yeah.
But here's the beautiful thing about toad venom is that the active.
Listen to what he just said.
I know,
the
dude.
beautiful thing about toad venom.
Yeah, I want to clear the air on it because I don't want it to get a bad name. Obviously, I'm still here and I can talk, so that's great, and I can still use my motor skills.
Right.
But toad venom. Okay, so we
Wait, so listen, is the name toad venom just a nickname, or does it actually come from a toad?
I'm pretty sure it does.
secreting venom.
It's called bufo.
Why?
Bufo.
I know the answer, but I want you to explain it to the audience.
Yeah. So there's only one type of toad that produces this kind of psychoactive ingredient chemical. It's called 5-MeO DMT, and it's found in a bufo frog. Everyone's like going to sleep right now probably because this is like fucking. I feel like this is like a science fucking class or something.
This is why people fucking tune into Rogan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the beautiful thing is what I was saying. We have that chemical already in our brain,
Right, yeah.
so our body already recognizes it when you smoke it. So that's why you're fine. But I will say though, you have to have some sort of
End game.
well, no. Before doing, it's not for everyone. Like you have to have some sort of I would choose like meditation or some sort of mindful activity.
Get one with yourself first.
Yeah. You can't. I wouldn't advise someone who's just living in a 3D world to go ahead and try. You're going to get a rude awakening, and it's going to get crazy. You might not come out okay, but like this is all the reason why I did it. It was all years of preparation, and
Yeah. No, it's awesome. It's really cool to hear you talk about, and I've talked to you many times about me going on Reddit and
I think it's interesting as shit.
yeah, and telling you about people, the astral planes and how you could do it with just meditation, and I think it's I'm just so scared.
It's the
of
gateway
how
to
powerful I am.
it's the gateway to the universe, and you can actually use it as a tool to help your mental, like shrooms. So
Yeah, absolutely.
if you want to surf the stars and also treat it like a therapy, then I would say go ahead, because talking like how I got to this point, really, baptized Catholic, and then
now a complete psychopath.
it's crazy. Like, am I a psychopath,
No,
or am I
no,
sound
you're not.
mind? You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like,
You're-
am I the
you're more-
craziest, or am I the
You're
least crazy?
Exactly,
You know
you're least crazier than.
I'll tell you what though, if you have to ask,
I agree with you though, because the out of the box thinking is more original than just being a cookie cutter. Those are the crazy people to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, I'm stuck in the middle.
Yeah. But yeah, I found holes.
Yeah.
I found holes in the Catholic ideology. You know what I mean?
yeah, right.
Yeah,
I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys are still. Were you ever? Because our parents used to take us.
I'm
to
Christian. I was baptized Baptist though.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, believe me, that could be a whole episode in itself because I have some pretty
Well,
strong
yeah.
opinions on
yeah.
it.
Well, think about this. So, a big saying that
Are you getting into it now? Because I don't want to.
I just want to say one thing. I have to say one thing.
Okay.
I have to say one thing. I have to. While I'm here.
Because you might not be here.
Do we
tomorrow.
have the time?
It's going to be a 2-part episode. It has to be.
That's fine. We
There's
got
no
the
way.
time.
But listen, so a big phrase of what the Catholics believe is God made us in His or her image, right?
Correct.
Okay. So
why'd make me a fat piece of shit?
Well, here's the let's talk about the dinosaurs. What the fuck about the dinosaurs? Like, why would God, him or her, say, "Hey, I'm making you in my image"? Why would He choose to create oversized lizards first? Why wouldn't He just start off with us? Like, what the fuck's up with that? Is He like, oh, it'll be your turn, guys. Just wait a little bit. I want to see these oversized
Yeah, it's like a
lizards.
video game.
Fuck shit up for a second. Like, it's like my own movie. And then like,
Well,
later,
well, not only that. I mean, you're absolutely right because at the same time, his son.
he or she.
Jesus.
We can't assume the gender
Correct.
of
Correct.
God. I know.
He, she, or they.
I know.
He, she, or they.
It might be a light source. He might be a light beam. She. I mean, like
They.
could be
He,
a
she,
light
or they.
beam. It's
created-
narcissistic to think that God looks like us. It's narcissistic
For
human
100%.
beings. Yeah.
When in all reality,
Could be a dinosaur.
people have done studies, and at least Jesus. Let's not go to the next step of God, but Jesus was obviously of Middle Eastern descent.
Yeah. The
Look
fact
like
that
Jared Spaziani.
yeah, looked like Jared Spaziani.
Yeah, for all you Catholics
Ripped.
worshiping a Leonard
Sweet
Skinner
hair.
Jesus out there, like
All right.
newsflash,
Good beard.
yeah, your Jesus does not look like Leonard Skinner. I'm sorry.
No, he's not the guy hanging on the cross on your
Well,
wall.
and I'm on the fence again, obviously, as I
Oh
always
my
am.
God.
God, dude, he's so
Dude,
fucking
here's-
talented.
Throw some balls, dude.
Listen, here's how I feel about it. I always told this is the against for me. I say, if I tell Andy a story, and he tells that person, the same story, and it gets all the way back around 20 people to me. That
Are you
story's
saying
gonna be-
telephone? Like the idea of telephone?
Yeah, so that's what
Yeah.
I'm talking about with the Bible. So like,
course.
it's people. So the story gets fudged a little bit along.
Well, not
the
only
way.
does the story get fudged, the story is
not real.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, listen, I don't begrudge anybody for having
do
faith
you,
or
man.
having something that makes you a better person. That's fine. But
Well, I have faith, just not in the thing that I think other people have faith
not
in.
that
I just have
necessarily what's written in the
faith
book. I have faith that people are genuinely good, not because of a certain reason.
And
but in general, people like, and it's kind of a sales tactic, and Boom can speak to this, but in general, people want to help. So like,
Right.
I tend to, when I talk to somebody for work or when I talk to somebody and I need something that like they don't necessarily owe me,
Right.
like it's like, hey, I was wondering if you could help me. And now that puts that person in a position of, I want to help.
Okay.
And then you ask that question. So, yes. I mean, again, we're going on a tangent alert. Wah, wah, wah. But
What was
in
the
general-
original topic? I forget.
I don't know, but-
we were talking about toad venom.
Oh yeah. Well, it all
And you were
ties
saying,
in.
and
Yeah, it
you
all
said
ties in.
the,
All
what
ties right
kicked it
in.
off is you said we're in the year of our Lord.
Yeah, I heard that saying. I don't know why. I don't know. I heard it somewhere. I
Well,
don't even know.
here we
here's
are.
my thing: is there's the Catholic Christian beliefs, whatever, but we believe a lot of those things, right? Of
course.
good morals, good values.
Right.
Just be a good person. We're not pieces of shit.
Right.
As much as we talk,
Yeah.
we're not. We're great people. We really are, and we all know that. But we,
We're great people. We know it.
Listen, we are, but we adopt a lot of those beliefs. So at what point, do you cut it between this is what I believe in and why you believe in some sorcery that you don't even know? So it's a tough.
Yeah, but you
fine
get
line.
that argument. It's like, well, did you ever see the Earth? How do you know it's round?
Well, that's what I said.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just saying. Listen,
There's so many pictures, of,
the thing
of
is-
Earth, like it's there.
And
It's
fucking
right there.
gravity. I mean,
there's
just
pictures of
gravity.
me too.
Yeah,
With a filter on, I don't look that good.
But what I'm saying is like, okay, well, listen.
Yeah, we're
we're
not
also,
talking about
we're
that.
also round.
yeah.
yeah, so am I.
Fucking
so
me.
am I.
No, we're all round. I mean, our metabolisms are fucking shit. We're this whole we have to
Still got big dicks.
You can't eat what you want anymore and just lay around. Like you just can't.
No,
You
yeah,
can.
I know.
You just do it in gluttony.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Then you look like I look.
But I don't even know where.
So anyway,
where
listen. So we were
at?
talking about toad venom,
Jesus
and he was
Christ.
talking about how it can clean your mind, or these types of drugs. Then we got onto toad venom, and what he was saying is why he did it, and then he talked about he found some holes in the Catholic faith.
Okay,
faith
yeah.
That
Faith.
led me there.
That led you to wanting to explore something else.
Yeah, when you
God damn! Thank God I can remember.
yeah, exactly. When you
Unbelievable.
believe
Actually, you re-narrated
Yeah.
that exactly how it happened.
that's why you probably make the most money out of us all three, but we're not going to go there. Yeah, when you believe more into science these days than you will dip into these type of.
You're already
things.
doing this.
Well,
It's
you know
12:20.
what's funny though is you're talking about science and like you're the most fucking like liberal weirdo hippie, and Andy believes the exact same thing you do, and he's the complete opposite.
Well-
Fucking corporate schmo, believing in electricity.
Well,
yeah, I believe in it.
I don't even have a team right now. When you say liberals versus conservatives.
Well,
I
I'm
think-
just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just- it
that's
was
how
a
they
joke
get
that
us
we talked
anyway.
about.
Absolutely.
we need to be on one team. The fact that they divided us in teams. That's the first problem with
100%.
with
Totally
America.
agree.
So after this election, really, I'm off that.
That's going good.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter how it's going.
It does.
I don't think it was going great ever. You know what I mean?
It has never been good.
Like it's just a show that they put on.
Of course, yeah.
And we fall for it. We think we have some sort of power, dude. They want to say politicians are public servants for us. They don't serve us. They serve corporations and trillionaires.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So we don't. They don't. nothing actually ever gets done.
Right.
It doesn't. We just think, hey, my person won, and we get all happy. Nothing actually fucking happens.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Well,
we need to be on one team versus these two separate teams.
And I
It's
wanted to say
ridiculous.
that back to the religion thing. Like, I don't give a fuck what anybody believes in. Like, I'm ride or die with you just as long as you're a good human.
Right.
Believe in what you want. And same thing with politics. Same thing with, all this bullshit. Do whatever the fuck you want. Like, that's where we are. But, like, let's at least, ride together. But no,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
you like him, so I have to hate you. It's
Exactly.
like fucking like in the, Celtics and Lakers. We have to be enemies? For what?
Oh my god, I have a perfect segue to this. Should I bust it out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So speaking of teams, being on teams and everything, so we'll go out there and
How much caffeine have you had today?
oh my god, I'm flying. I'm flying. I know. I should.
He hasn't stopped moving.
I know. I shouldn't. I need to slow down when I talk. Sorry.
No, you're not. Your
No, you're fine. You're
talking
talking
space is
fine.
good, but just looking
Your
at
body
you,
is
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
a
yeah,
thousand
It-
miles an
like
hour.
I
I
have
have
to
to
be
see
this
through
way.
your aura. And
Yeah.
it's impressive.
He said, "I have to be this."
I
way."
have to be this way.
No, it's impressive. I can feel the energy through like the
Okay.
electric magnetic fields.
But you don't believe in electricity.
No, I do. Edison.
So
Right?
we're just gonna go out,
Tesla.
say our movie idea. So we want to tell the real story of when the Mayflower hit.
But how do we know the real story? Because we just talked about that.
We're gonna go to libraries and we're gonna
Research.
read.
Okay, but again, a book in a library could be fabricated.
Yes, but okay, we're gonna work with what we have. you know?
Okay,
We-
okay, I'll
that's
go
all
with
we
that.
have. That's all we
Dude,
got.
listen. He takes a position of, I forget what the name of it is, but it's somebody that can just counter anything. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
well, the sun's out there. Well, how do you know that's not a fucking giant light bulb? Well,
Very true.
Well, because with all the information I have at hand and the fact that fucking plants grow, it's the sun.
Oh, photosynthesis.
How do you know photosynthesis?
Dan,
How do
we're,
you?
we're dipping back into science. We're regressing. We're regressing.
Yeah, we are. We are.
Yeah, we need to progress
So anyway,
like the world. We need to be progressive.
oh god. So anyway, yes. So back to our movie idea. But listen, I don't think we really touched on toad venom enough.
Oh shit. Okay.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
But I would say
Let's
that-
go. Let's get
go
back-
back into
let's
toad
get-
venom.
okay.
and then-
I've never partaken.
Well, let
in
me-
it.
let
I
me-
want to, but I'm way
let
too
me-
So
scared.
explain to me what it was like. Like you
Okay.
kind of explained why you got there. Like
Yeah.
you started questioning some things, and you wanted to. Well, you prepared yourself mentally, obviously, prior
Yeah.
to doing it, and then you wanted to do it to kind of see what you could maybe learn,
Yeah.
b maybe understand better that you've already known.
Like, did you look it up first? What happened?
Yeah. So
I want to know the mechanics of like,
Yeah.
okay, I want to do this.
Break it down,
How
engineer.
the fuck do you go about? Who do you call?
Okay.
You call Geed?
Yeah, you call a guy and quip. Hey, you got that TV?
Did
son?
you call Blaze?
well, yeah. I mean, Google's your friend. Google's all our friends, and
the Google?
yeah. What I did was you can achieve the same effects of toad venom through meditation. It's
I
real-
said that.
So
No one believed
really, when you're smoking toad venom, you're just skipping that. When you're impatient, you skip the meditation process and go right there.
Because it's hard to get there just through being a normal person.
But it's very through breath work, Kundalini breath work. You can get there.
breathing techniques are great for everything.
Oh my god, it will change your life.
Yeah.
It will change your life. But yeah, I got dragged to a yoga session.
Dragged my ass. You
Well, I
went
was-
with a fucking Spanx on.
Yeah, I mean, a girl that I was seeing at the time was like, "Hey, come to a yoga thing with me." I'm like, "Yeah, sure." I really didn't.
What did you wear?
I live
you
in,
wore right now?
I live in basketball shorts. I hate pants. I live in basketball shorts.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
That's fine.
But yeah, I didn't really care for like the movement part because I hate moving.
I hate moving.
but there was a 30-minute meditation session and it worked. Like it doesn't work first with everyone, but I imagined myself. I got there. I saw myself in third person, like sitting peacefully in a field, and I'm like, okay,
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm like that worked for me. Like I want to keep pursuing this because afterwards I felt like peaceful and all that good stuff. And
Yeah, it's awesome.
yeah, so then I met with these. I googled mindfulness because they were talking about mindfulness, and then I met with these monks and I meditated with these monks.
It sounds like a made up story.
I know, but
Where'd you find monks on fucking Facebook Marketplace?
well,
Do the
there's-
monks look like they look like that we think they look like?
They do. There
Or
were,
are they Shaolin monks?
they had the robes and the shaved head, and it was
Where the fuck did you go?
well, there's events that happen all the time. You just have to open your eyes and Google is your friend because like I was just going down a rabbit hole in Google through mindfulness and meditation. Then I was like, they were like, hey, there's these monks coming doing a thing at,
Traveling monks.
yeah, at this church. The church let them use the space, like, obviously.
Yeah, right.
And they marketed it as a mindfulness thing.
That church has since been burnt down.
That church is also a bar.
But here's how deep monks go. So if you ever seen a monk, how they walk gingerly,
There's so much passion in your body while you're telling us. That's why I know it's real.
Yeah. So they care about things so much, and they have so much compassion.
They don't want to stomp on the earth.
Yeah, they don't want to stomp on the earth because
that doesn't what?
Yeah, because grass is living, everything's living, and they walk gingerly, and we walked for a while gingerly, and it
For how long?
it got me to
How long did
great
you walk?
place. I'm telling you.
Now this is before you did it or after you did it.
This is before.
So this is you-
leading up. This is leading up.
They
Okay,
they
all
do
right.
say you should just walk through the grass all the time.
Yeah,
just to like
touch
feel-
grass.
yeah.
Touch grass.
Yeah.
That's a phrase. Touch grass. Don't spend so
touch
much
grass.
time on the internet. Touch fucking grass. But
All right, so you were walking
yeah,
for
and there's
a mile, 2 miles.
no, just around. We just did laps around the church, but
Oh Jesus!
there's an eating meditation we did. I hugged a monk for 5 minutes. There was a hugging meditation. That was actually great.
We should do that.
Yeah. No, we like art. It was great, but but yeah, I mean, so I'm already halfway there to like wanting to do toad venom.
Now,
so.
were you intoxicated at this point with anything, whether it be drugs, alcohol? at all?
No.
You were completely sober and hugged
Yeah.
another human being.
Yeah, for about a good 5 minutes. That gets you in a good place because like your breath syncs up. It's just the transfer of energy.
I love it, man.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Don't knock it until you try.
I'm not knocking it. I'm knocking it.
You got to have an open mind. Open mind.
We're definitely not knocking it. It's just so
It's just,
out of what I'm
we've
used
talked
to.
about it, but
Yeah,
like
right,
we've never
right.
talked about it like this. Your whole entire. So you hugged. You're walked. You're ready to do the V.
Yeah. So and another person who has influenced me in a great way, she's gotten deeper into this than me is my sister, and
She better be listening.
I hope so. Yeah, shout out to her. And she moved out to California, and she got bit by like the California, sort of hippie bug.
Yeah.
But I say this.
She
Jokingly.
should have been on the hills.
I say this jokingly, but I mean it seriously. But I joke. I mean, I don't want to do toad venom next time and the spirits kick my ass because I'm like talking down on it.
Yeah.
So I have to preface that by saying like,
No, you
all
love
in
it.
good
It's
faith,
good, yeah.
all in good humor. So she met up with a shaman.
We don't want to hear her story. We want to hear yours.
Yeah, well, this
This is how he got into it. This is how he got into it.
So she got into this too. It's weird. It's crazy because like family members can be so different than you, and we actually, instead of growing apart, we grew into a lot of similarities, which is a beautiful thing because we have a lot to share whenever we see each other. Yeah, she met a shaman through her research. She got heavy into it, who administers the toad venom, and that shaman holds ceremonies with like 16 to 20 people at a time. And you go through a series of plant medicine because, this was done by the ancient civilizations like Mayans and Incas, and
right.
they why everyone makes a big deal about them. Like they have something figured out. We don't know because like it's like a dead civilization. But
You know what's crazy though? Honestly, not to interrupt, but this is something that people say that I laugh at, but it is true. You can find truth in it. So when people say like the Mayans and the Incas and the Aztecs, they were so advanced,
and Egyptians,
Egyptians, but they're not here.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
what
so they're so
happened?
advanced.
Well, you could say this too.
They left.
Jesus isn't here either, and there's stories told about him.
I totally agree. I totally agree. But like,
Maybe they left. They figured it out and left.
Maybe
I'm being a contrarian. I'm being a contrarian in the fact that it's like,
well, it's good that I'm here because as similar as we all are, we have different opinions
Yeah,
too.
for
And
sure.
Absolutely.
people need to hear that. But
Well, it's a good group here because Connor, you're on the one end of the spectrum. I'm on the middle, and then Andy's on the opposite end.
That's cool.
Yeah, but we're all here together doing this. And
Yeah.
But what he's saying there is we're all on the spectrum,
yeah.
regardless.
exactly.
So anyway, I'm sorry not to interrupt you, but yeah,
No.
So
It's like
she got
it's
you.
like-
She was researching, found a shaman that administers it.
Yeah. So it's like
and-
it's warrior medicine. They
Right.
used to do this in preparation of battle to get their minds right.
Right.
Like because it's you're having a
Overcome fears.
it's
that
like Hitler with meth. He gave the Nazis meth so
Exactly.
they could go crazy.
that and it's you're preparing yourself to die anyway because it's an ego death in itself. Because when you look at the mental side of it, how it could be so good for your mental. You come out as a more humble person. Your ego, like I don't know what it does to your brain, but your ego does get dropped.
You
don't
say that, but we were literally just at the wedding. You went to pee, and you were in there for 15 minutes. She's like, "Oh, I was just looking at myself in the mirror." So what happened?
That's a good point, but you can't kill. You don't kill all of your ego.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm not saying perfect.
You're getting
Yeah,
there,
right.
though. You're making strides.
You've only done it once too, right?
yeah,
So
but
well, maybe it's more like
yeah, you're
10
getting
times.
there.
yeah, that and you're less inclined to like argue with people. You'll just let them have it. You'll go about your day because it's not worth the energy. At the end of the
Well,
day.
here's my question. So you talk about it's lowering your ego, right? So isn't it also supposed to boost your self-esteem? So what is the difference between having an ego and just being completely okay with yourself?
Yeah, there's a difference between.
That was a great question.
That was, man. That was very, very.
Well, there's a
good.
difference between arrogance and
Ignorance.
confidence.
Oh, okay, yeah, being
Yeah.
cocky and just being.
Yeah.
confident.
I mean, you're more secure with yourself, but you're not like it doesn't make you want to like brag about anything. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
You're just at peace with everything
Yeah.
about
What
yourself.
What sucks
but you're
about
not
that,
gonna-
though? What sucks about that is it's subjective, right? I mean,
Yeah.
having an ego as opposed to just having self-esteem could be considered subjective because it's your opinion, but you're trying to base your opinion on what other people think of you.
Right, right. Well, it's
just
very
think
hard.
like
Like an Instagram influencer who has 1 million followers or 2 million or 4, or we'll have one day.
Right.
They post pictures of their body because they're confident. But is that you know what I mean? So it's just a weird line that you cross with it. But I understand what you say.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So you have your
it's-
ego death.
It's just gonna.
Yeah.
It's
So-
just gonna,
so let me ask you a question.
It's just gonna bring you back to balance.
I have to say this too about it. We get so caught up in this physical 3D world. We do the same thing every day, pretty much. When you have
go
to
to work,
study. Yeah, so you get on that cycle, and what Toad Venom helps you do is it gives you a glimpse of
the monotonous.
Yeah,
struggle.
yeah. You say, wow, actually, there's a lot more important things out there.
There is.
Like there are frequencies we can get that we can't, normally, but with like breath work and stuff, we can get there and say, oh my God, maybe work isn't really what it's all about. Maybe it's
It isn't. It shouldn't be.
yeah, and it's crazy. 40-hour work week is outrageous, but we have to do it because we have to live and we have to pay bills, and that's all great and everything. But yeah, it gives you a peek on the other side, and once you do, you're like, oh my God, what's important to you before doesn't come.
Not even.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's
Yeah,
not as
right.
important. But you still have to have your foot on that side because you have to survive, and
You have to survive in this world.
yeah. But the people who were able to make a living, just completely going out there,
Right, and
like
just being
like the shamans who, you have to pay. I paid like
How much
good-
was it?
Oh, damn it! I hate putting a price on it because it's priceless and it's worth it.
That was
But
great. I love that.
Yeah, but I did pay It's $330. It's all worth it. It's all
$330?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
really
Oh,
not
that's
as
not
much as
bad.
I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be.
Not as much. But yeah, still like paying $330 for one thing that lasts 15 minutes. It lasts
It's
15
technically
minutes.
for the rest of your life. 'cause
Yeah,
it's with
that.
you.
Yeah, true.
So that's
very true.
priceless. Like
That's
you
really
said.
not a bad
It's
price.
fun. It's funny. It lasts for 15 minutes, but you lose all
sense of
time, reality. You're
So-
in your own.
So let me ask. Let's go. So we understand why you did it and the benefits that you've seen from it and the mental side of it, but like physically and mechanically, I want to know. So where were you when you did it?
Okay.
How they administered it?
Okay.
And after they administered it, did you just lay on a fucking bench?
All right. All good questions. All right. We went to Riverside, California.
I thought you were saying fucking
Yeah,
Riverside.
Riverside.
We went to Wick's house.
Yeah. Small little house with a great backyard. I mean, this is where the shaman, performs the ceremonies on a regular basis. So she has it all figured out. Like she had a huge yard.
Like, were you worried at all? Like, were you just like, what am I doing? Or were you just totally into it?
No. I was ready. I was. So
You're
ready.
mentally prepared.
Yeah. Because I've been doing.
Well, I know you were like thinking about it, but like going in that scenario and seeing it actually in person, saying, "All right, I'm ready." I was.
It's
about to get weird.
I was a little nervous, like anyone would, but this is what life's about. Life is for the living, and you can't. Not do this. You can't. I don't know. I'm saying this like everyone should. Like, I'm just such a curious mind that like I can't just.
I would agree with that.
Go about my life doing the same thing every day.
Right.
Because there's so much more. Like, next time you perform your task at your job, just think like, whoa, there is something more.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we.
So you're at his house.
Yeah.
Her house, right?
Her house. And then. We actually did what was called combo before the bufo, the toad venom. Combo is from another Amazonian frog, where they burn holes into you, and that.
I've seen it on Vice.
Yeah, it clears your vessel for the. So I threw up so much in this bucket, and I felt so sick. But it was like the best feeling sick ever.
They say it's not like a throw up; it's a purge.
Yeah, it's a purge. So this is like very similar to ayahuasca.
Right. Yeah.
Toad venom's a more concentrated form of the same active psychoactive ingredient that is in ayahuasca. So we did that, and it was just beautiful because you create a bond with the people there. We all focused our energy in a one common goal, and yeah, after I purged, took a little break. We laid down. It's very laid back. Like, it's not serious at all. It's not intimidating. Everyone's there, like sharing. Like, it's a very loving, non-threatening environment.
Yeah.
And then, really, seriously, toad venom it looks like coke. Like, it's just
Really?
Yeah.
So it's in a powder form?
Yeah, powder.
I always thought it was like a black secretion.
No, I mean, like.
Well, they must like.
So they do. They really capture these toads, and they squeeze their backs, and
Yeah, right.
Which is kind of hypocritical.
That is another topic in itself. That's a huge tangent because people
Yeah,
are
let's
like,
stay on track.
Okay.
But it is hypocritical.
So they do make synthetic.
I'm at that point in my mind right now where I thought
Yeah.
That's good.
That is good, and they have found out a way to make synthetic toad venom. So
well,
they
that
don't,
seems bad.
Well, it's like synthetic anything, like
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Everything synthetic is bad.
Yeah.
Except all.
Well,
No, but you're right.
that's-
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. It could be perceived as hypocritical, but they can also be like, we take care of the toad, and then we keep it, and we feed it, and so it produces more,
Yeah.
and we never kill it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Well, do they?
Think of the toad as like the cow, cow.
Yeah,
The
right.
way you milk the udders, and that's why people don't drink milk. They switch to oat milk, all that good stuff.
Yeah, right.
It's terrible. for
Same
you, by the way.
applies to toads. Should we just synthesize it and let the toads run about their free lives, or should we keep milking these toads? But okay, so literally in a bowl that you would get from fucking Dairy Mart, for, you know what I mean? She puts the toad venom there, and we like sit, and she's like, you can hold it in for 10 seconds.
So you smoke it?
Yeah, you smoke it. You smoke
okay.
it.
So it's
She's like 10 to 20. Like 20 will get you your most maximum experience. So I was like, fuck this shit. I'm going 20. I would have probably went longer if I had good breath. But yeah. Then I'll tell you exactly what I went through, what I can remember. So as soon as you exhale, you're just already. The frequencies have changed. The world isn't the same anymore.
It's unbelievable.
The girl next to me was having a full-blown exorcism. Like her back arched, and then I felt her energy transfer onto mine.
And you're like, "Get the
whatever
fuck
she
outta
was
here."
going through, now I was going through it. And I was like, no. It is the most powerful, overwhelming experience ever, because it is like the whole universe entering your body in a second. And you don't know how to handle it because
No.
you've never felt that kind of power. You've never felt that kind of power, and you know, it takes you the longest time to adjust to that world because you're operating at a different frequency than you normally do.
Oh my god.
So it literally, I'll tell you what it felt like. It felt like I was about to be swept off the earth at any given moment. Really, like the hand of God was about to just fucking slap me to fucking Neptune or some shit like that.
yeah, you're
Like,
right.
and I was like, I reached a point where I was like, you know what? I was getting my ass kicked all day. I threw up through that combo. Like, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm sick of getting my ass kicked. So I just got up, ripped my shirt off, and just started screaming my ass off. But it was like not my voice. Like, it was like the spirits have taken over, and I was like just getting. I was a vessel. I was a vessel for the spirits, and I think they had Native American ancestry. Like, there's something to do with Native Americans, like the Incas, the Mayans, and the Aztecs, because I saw these patterns. Like, these patterns showed up. Like, you know, Aztec designs.
Like hieroglyphics?
Not so much.
Hieroglyphics. There we go.
Not
God
so
damn.
much, but these Aztec designs, they had a presence to them, and they
Okay, all right.
I don't know if they like were the spirits themselves, but they were like beautiful. Like, have you guys ever heard of like sacred geometry?
Yeah.
So it was like sacred
Geometrical.
Yeah,
That's
geometrical.
so good.
I know. I can't talk. I can't talk.
No, you're being.
You're
so
fine.
great.
Yeah. So I saw that first, and like I was like, okay, like these things are serious. Like, they made me fucking business.
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't know what it is, but there's a
You mean business?
Now, did it feel like it was hours? Like,
Oh my
once you
God.
were in
Like,
it, did it
yeah.
feel like it was hours, but it really was only like 15 minutes?
Yeah, like four hours, I'd say, but it was only 15 minutes in real time. But I felt like 4 hours, and then
Yeah.
oh my God, there was the shaman has a pit bull, R.I.P. Blue, it just passed away. But this pit bull, like this pit bull transmutes energy, and it was helping me out. And when I was screaming, it came over to me, and we were having a fucking screaming match, me and a dog. But it was obviously it's not screaming; it's barking. This pit bull was barking in my face, and I felt no fear. I felt no fear, and no one gave a fuck. Like, no, like it's all normal, and that's what Blue did. He like helped me along.
Soothed you.
Yeah, he like was like, hey, give me that energy. I'll take it from you. I know you're going through some things. And then
I mean, unreal.
Then the euphoria happened after like I got used to the you know, the spirits. Like,
Yeah, right.
Like I
Craziness.
think the spirits are like, hey, we're here, we're powerful. And then when you do get used to them, they're like, hey, now we're your friend and we want to help you. And then I started feeling
They
this.
tested you.
Yeah, like I started feeling euphoric, and you know, I just felt like a divine fucking human. You know, like
Right, yeah.
it's so tough to explain, but
Yeah.
that's, you know, it's you'd have to do it to
Like,
really,
if you could watch Connor, how me and Andy are, like, when he's talking about this, you could tell that it's like was actually.
Oh,
an
no.
experience.
Yeah, I basically
Yeah.
feel like I felt
Yeah,
it.
I could feel it too. Yeah, no, and that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
what makes it cool.
I hope people are listening by now. Probably not. we got like the best fucking part of the story.
I feel
out,
like
later.
for
No,
all
no,
the
no,
times,
no, no.
I feel like
No,
all the
those-
times we're not funny. This is the time people would listen because it's so fucking insane. But it's also so cool.
It's so crazy because everybody can relate to it because, you know, everybody's heard, you know, a story of like, oh, dude, I got so fucked up or I got so high that, you know, I saw something or, you know, I went
Yeah.
to a different dimension and did this. But like, obviously I'm scientifically curious, right? So like when you were mentioning like burning the holes, like I saw this special on Vice where this dude went in, I forget what it's called, but he went in and he did the same thing.
That Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton
Yeah,
does or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
And he got the holes burned in him, and he was a fucking like he went to a different world. He was throwing up. He was
Was
purging.
it in the river? They were.
Yeah, they were like
Yeah.
in the Amazon or
That's
something.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, right. And like when you mentioned ayahuasca, like I know a lot of people, like Annie Letterman was on Rogue and she talked about ayahuasca. I talked about this before. And again, when I said it wasn't throwing up, it was a purge. Like it wasn't you were sick to your stomach and throwing up, but you were getting something out of your body. Like the way it felt when you were in that mindset was,
which is nuts. To think
I need to
about.
get something out. It wasn't like I feel like shit and I'm going to throw up. It was a different
bad vibe
feeling.
out of my.
Yeah.
Which is
we
so
all
crazy.
we all have shit in us from like 20 years ago that we, you know, we need to get out.
Now that's my question for you. So once you got through
And when I mean shit, in like the physical shit,
Yeah.
like we have actual poop in our shit that we need. We all need colonoscopies right now. We shouldn't wait till we're like
absolutely.
50.
There's that Instagram or YouTube,
And you'd
fucking
lose
ad.
20 pounds instantly too. Which
They
is great.
say it's like any
20
human
pounds of
being,
waste,
an
yeah.
adult human has anywhere from like 10 to 20 pounds of just shit compacted.
Well, that's why I do those.
And I don't want that
detoxes
in
and
me.
shit.
I don't want that in me.
I
And
don't want that in me.
And I don't want to pay like a fucking $1,000 to get it out of me. Like, can someone just do this? Like, can
Yeah, I don't want this.
dude.
in me.
I
Can
get
I
it.
go to someone's basement or something?
Listen to
get
me.
it.
I
I'll
have a
give you the
bidet. I have a
ingredients.
tushy. I have a tushy bidet. Shout out tushy.
Yeah.
If you fucking sit at the right angle and you turn that son of a bitch on full blast, it'll get at least 5-6
Yeah, at
inches
least
up
5,
there.
6 inches.
It probably
10, 15
saves you on
pounds.
toilet paper too. That's nice.
It
Yeah.
does. Although
Like the
I
real-
get so wet, my fucking
I
balls
get so wet.
splashes everywhere, dude.
Yeah, I get so
I
wet.
miss
So
it.
anyway,
I
hold
miss
on,
hearing
we're
those
getting off
words.
topic. So anyway, that's your toe venom story. So you got euphoric. Jesus
euphoric.
Christ.
First it was the fear of
Right,
the
and-
presence of the
right.
spirits, and then it was the euphoria.
Euphoria. Now, when you got into that euphoria stage,
Mm-hmm.
did you then have? Because a lot of people say they then go through a moment of like reflection, where it gets into like the emotional side of it, like your family, your like you said,
Yeah,
like old shit that's coming up, and like you're able to deal with it, maybe a death or maybe something else, like some other trauma in your childhood or maybe even adulthood.
yeah. I think that you get that more so in the ayahuasca experience because
Okay.
with ayahuasca it lasts for about 8 hours, and you'll do that. You'll go through that. There's another show on Vice, the Kentucky ayahuasca thing.
I did. I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Those hillbillies down there.
So that's like a it goes after a long period of time. You're like in it for the long haul, but
yeah, right.
toad venom, it's 15 minutes, so you don't really get that. I mean, it's
So when they say ego death, is that
Yeah.
just a feeling afterwards? You feel that like
subconsciously,
I am like after you're done, you're like, I'm a vessel. My
Yeah.
fucking thoughts, my ego, my apprehensions about shit, they don't mean anything. Like, why do I care what that
Yeah.
person has an opinion? I have an opinion.
exactly.
Let's not argue.
You don't know how or why your brain is different or why you're
Yeah.
different afterwards, but it puts something in you. It's like the mystery of it that I don't know, and that's why it's so appealing. Is like, subconsciously it like rewires your brain
Yeah,
pattern
right,
and the thinking more positively, and like I don't know, that's something for
So would you say now in your life that you have seen instances where you do think more positively?
Oh,
Now,
definitely.
One thing I've noticed just while we were bullshitting.
why don't you think I argued whenever we went on that fucking camping trip? Because I don't give a fuck. Like,
Oh, that's what I was going to bring
you
up.
just
So
denied.
that's what I was going to bring up. So when we were on that, and we talked about this before, but on the pod,
like
but
no one should give a fuck ever. Seriously.
it's just like it's not that big of a deal. Like
Nothing is.
when all the shit went down on that canoe trip, it was just me, Connor, and Carl laughing our fucking asses off.
and everyone can do that. Anyone can do that.
It
Like, why
wasn't
didn't
that
they?
big of a deal. And like to me, I think it wasn't necessarily because of something. To me, it was like, and same with Carl. We got kids. We got a ton of shit going on.
There's a
Like,
lot bigger things.
There's a lot bigger things and like shit that stresses us other than somebody's canoe flipped.
Right.
So it was
Yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I'm
So-
here to. I'm here to
Yeah.
We're
That's
having
fine.
fun. So us three were up at the front of the canoes just being ridiculous. One thing I did want to real quick bring up about the canoe trip, to this day when I think about it, I fucking laugh my ass off, is when you had to piss, you had to get out of the canoe, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. So you would jump out of the canoe. Well, sometimes you'd be in an area in the Allegheny River that was like deeper than you could touch. So you would have to physically like do essentially a dip out of the water to get yourself back up on the canoe, right? So, we all done it multiple times. And a lot of the times you're in a shallow area where you can like use the bottom to like push yourself up and jump up into the canoe. And fucking Connor, dude, we were in this deep area and he had to get out so bad. And like he was losing his fucking mind. He was like, I gotta pee so bad, dude. And me and Carl kept telling him, this is during all the chaos. And we're like, just get out and piss. He's like, all right. So he gets out, he pisses as we're floating down the river. He goes to get back in, dude, and it's too deep, and he can't get up. He can't bring himself up into the canoe, and me and Carl are fucking crying. We're crying. We're trying to help him. We're trying to reach our hand out and grab him, but like it's so awkward. Like when you're on the front of the canoe's higher than the side, so it's like it's very awkward.
Right.
So it is hard to get back in, and he's fucking struggling, dude. And then finally, he just, I saw the hope go out of his eyes, and he just held on to the front of the canoe. And he said, "This is my life now."
Yeah. I need to work on my upper body, like for survival situations. Because, like, say I was hanging off the edge of a cliff, I'd be fucking.
Oh,
dead.
you were dead.
I was
Dead.
dead. I'm so
You were
glad.
dead, dude. Oh, it was so funny. Honestly, to this day, I think about that. Like when we talk about
You
that
said to
trip
this
trip.
day. It was 2 weeks ago.
No, it was like a month ago.
No, it was 2 weeks ago.
When did we go?
I don't know. I mean, a couple weeks or a week before Ty's wedding, so who knows?
True.
Fucking time's not real anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah. It's just what we make it.
But
Right.
So
yeah,
we
good
could
times,
we
good
could do
times.
we could do this as long as we want, and people it won't
Yeah.
even be as long.
So
as they think.
long way around.
the long
but
con,
yeah.
the long
yeah.
Toe
con.
Venom's awesome.
Connie.
Toe Venom's awesome.
Do it.
Connor's, yeah. I mean, hey, man, expand your mind. Whatever you got to do to
Whatever
expand
you
your
gotta
mind.
do, man.
Break the
Whether
barriers.
There's a million ways to live, and who says the right way? Who says their way is the right way?
Who,
You know what I
who
mean?
dictates
They're not.
that, right? Who makes those rules? I don't know.
Like-
Society's fucked
Society
up.
is. You're supposed to
Society's
go.
fucked
You're supposed to
up,
go to elementary school, high school, college, meet a girl, get married. Exactly what you did. Have kids.
Like America is the youngest way of life,
Yeah.
in world history. So like, who's to say we're the right way to do?
Do it.
You
You
know what I
do
mean?
whatever
Like,
you want. and it'll
Right,
be
exactly. We've been
awesome.
around for what, 250 years? or
Yeah.
something
Do
like
whatever
that?
you want, but let's all be together.
Yeah, and there are like tribes in the Amazon who don't give a fuck about us, who don't have shit. So like maybe their way is the right way.
Yeah.
We can't be so narcissistic to think that America's the fucking best. Maybe
It's not.
I don't know.
Good, such a good point. So,
We could keep this going forever.
well,
Yeah.
we're gonna continue, but we're
Yeah.
gonna end this one here.
Is this going to be a part 2?
Yeah, we're definitely gonna do it.
I knew it. It might be a 10-part series.
Yeah.
Roots.
Yeah. So,
We'll be
let's
back.
wrap it up.
Yeah,
Con,
we'll be right back.
Thank you for. Well, we're not gonna be right back when they're listening.
True.
We're gonna release an episode after. But anyway, we're gonna continue this conversation with Connor. Stay tuned for part 2. Con, again.
It
Thank
can't
you.
get any more ridiculous.
It can.
And
Okay.
people
It
who are
will.
scared to come on, like come the fuck on, like come. Like, what do you think? Like, you're gonna get fired from your job if you don't come on? Like,
But listen, you were nervous.
I was a nervous. I mean, once you get into it, it's fine.
It's fine.
great-
You're just
it's
bullshitting with
amazing.
your buddies.
Yeah.
Like I said, as soon as you put it on and you hear your voice through the mic, you're like,
Well,
This
listen,
is
you got to
amazing.
get over the sound of your
Yeah.
own voice.
Yeah.
That is a thing.
but he was in here pacing double steps.
Well, that's just from the caffeine. I mean, I would do that normally. Remember, I came over here before the wedding. I was
Yeah.
pacing. I was doing
Yeah.
the same shit.
yeah,
so
I mean,
that's just
he's
me.
crazy. He's got a lot of caffeine running.
All right,
so
let's,
anyway, thank you, Con, for jumping
Hell
on.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate
Thank you guys.
coming.
Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. I appreciate all the information because I think it's fucking interesting as shit.
Awesome.
And the stories are hilarious, and we've had a lot, and we will have a lot, and we could do this for
Yeah,
fucking
life's
hours.
not over. We'll keep it. We'll
Yeah.
keep it going.
So thank you guys. I'm going to sign off for this one, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I ain't signing off because the next one's coming soon. We'll see you guys soon. Bye bye.